All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 712. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's been acquired by Micro Penis Wombat.
Hey, that was cute. I like that one.
Thank you.
Think of that one? You thought of that one in advance.
The worst part of being sick yesterday was that I came up with that great line and I was just lying in bed going, no, I need to say the micro penis.
Oh, yeah.
I need to say the micro penis.
Nice.
But it all worked out.
It worked out. I liked it. It was good. It was worth the wait.
Thank you. It's
How you feeling?
Much better. Thank you.
That's good. Did you take my advice?
About the NyQuil?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't take enough NyQuil.
Okay.
I took the two, we have the pills.
Yeah.
And I took the normal dosage of 2. It didn't really do anything to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whenever I'm sick, no matter what I have, it can be like, oh,
NyQuil.
you've got missing a limb. I'll be like, okay, I just need some NyQuil and I'll be fine tomorrow.
No, my body was like, that's not a drug. What are you doing?
Yeah, well,
you're going to be awake from that.
I was going to say your body probably reacts differently to medication than mine does. So
But how could it be that like my wife, who weighs 100 pounds less than me, takes the same dosage of this?
That's true. You probably need like three NyQuils. And then, because I take, if I took 2 NyQuil pills or a shot of NyQuil, I'm out in like 45 minutes and I'm good asleep for like a good 10 hours.
Right. Yeah. I wish I was awake most of the night, but
yeah.
So I'm feeling much better. I was able to cook dinner and eat the dinner and watch a lot of shit on Netflix.
Awesome. How you doing, Chip?
Oh, I'm doing well. Whatever of quarantine with the kids.
Does it end? Is there an end in sight?
Well, Emmeline's back in school.
Okay.
I don't understand how these things work, but we took her. Our school, you have to go and get. I don't know if this is everywhere. I don't know. You have to go and get the PCR test or whatever. Like the actual go somewhere and get a test to come back to school. So we took her on Tuesday, which was her first day to where she was eligible to come back after she tested positive, right? So we go there, they test positive. We're like, well, crap. And no, that's fine. You can test positive and still go back to school.
They don't care.
I don't know. Like it's, yeah,
they appreciate your dedication at this point.
Right. It's like, why? We told you we tested positive to begin with. If this next test in 5 days doesn't matter whether or not we test positive or negative.
Right.
What are we doing? Just tell her we can come back in 5 days.
They're playing the odds game with minimal effort on the parent participants.
Right.
They don't want to put anybody out.
All right, then. Here we are. But you're not allowed to leave the house still.
Oh no, I'm good. I've always been allowed to leave the. It's
you can't leave that room, right?
Yeah, Dashel turns 5 tomorrow. So tomorrow he can get vaxxed up, but until that point, we have the 2 weeks of.
Well, happy birthday to him.
Right.
Nice. Tomorrow.
We had to cancel my father's birthday, which was on Saturday. Still on Saturday, but
the party isn't.
There's just no party because they both my parents and my grandmother all got the Rona. They're all fine now. They got it like a week and a half ago. They're all pretty much past it, but also they're all vaxxed and boosted. So it just kind of came and went. Which, by the way, grandmother's 100 years old.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So
she beat Betty White.
She did. She beat Betty White in August, though.
They should have just swapped out Betty White's picture with your grandma's picture, and then they wouldn't have had all those embarrassing situations.
I was telling Chip every time I talk to my grandmother, I go up there and I go, "How are you doing, Grandma?" And she goes, "I'm waiting for God to take me."
She does say that, doesn't she?
She of course she does.
Yeah.
She was born in Russia. She's lived through the Depression, World War II. Everything,
Trump,
everything. Yeah. Trump, the Holocaust, you name it. She's been there, done that.
Awesome. I'm just appreciating Shipwreck's new camera where I can make out the detail of like everything in that room. Even I never noticed like the arcade stick on the shelf there, and it's good.
Yeah.
What looks like a bunch of magazines over there too.
Those are
Hustlers.
DC Comics.
Oh, those are
remember my mom bought that large lot of comic books, and then they all turned out to be DC Comics. So
Wait, is that bad?
Whatever.
That's bad
no,
when that
well,
happens?
it's not bad.
You
It's
made
still
it
fine.
You made
Still
it sound
good.
like it was bad.
I just don't read a lot of DC Comics, right?
Well,
Like,
because you don't have any.
well, now I do.
Exactly.
I've got a lot of DC Comics now.
Right. Well, now 2/3 of us are using the Razer Kio Pro camera, which is on sale like everywhere for $100 or less. It's pretty decent for $100. It's priced well.
I'm not using it.
Right.
Yet.
You looks better there though somehow. You got like better lighting or something?
Maybe. Who knows? It's
Maybe-
the reflection on my glasses.
Maybe it's the nice shirt that you're wearing.
It is the nice shirt. You know, it's funny. Underneath this shirt, I'm wearing the same T-shirt as you.
Why are you wearing a button? Is that true?
Mhm.
Why are you wearing like a nice button down, like collared long sleeve shirt?
Oh, because I went to my son's orchestra
Ah.
orchestra. Yeah, he's an orchestra. I only have to think of what it is. I'm like, he plays an instrument. I saw him play it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Good. Well, thanks for getting dressed up for the show.
Thanks.
That's what you should have
Welcome.
said.
Yeah, it's for you. I'm doing it all for you, Damien.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How about some show feedback?
Sure. T Crash 247 said, I've actually had the cheeseburger bite from 7-Eleven a few times. We talked about this last week. It's that weird thing that looks like a hot dog but isn't at 7-Eleven
Oh,
that I
right,
said
right.
I always see there but I've never eaten. Every time was after a concert when it's midnight and I'm hungry and thirsty. I pass by a 7-Eleven on my way home, so my go-to is a cheeseburger bite and a Gatorade. It's not good, but cheap
Right,
and a
okay.
good amount of food for the price, and it's better than it looks.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't taste like a giant turd.
How is that served
Okay.
exactly? Like just like in a French fry type container? Probably, and you
I
just sort of
assume
like
so. Again, I honestly have never had one.
you're supposed to use
I
your
grab
hands.
it. You just grab it off of the rolly thing.
No, you don't
The
grab
roller
it.
grill.
Oh, you do? You do self-serve on that rolly thing now?
Isn't I?
Oh, it's always
I mean,
been. It's always been
it's always
self-serve.
been
Yeah, I
self-serve
don't have a
on the
lot of
rolly thing.
7-Eleven experience.
Hmm.
Luckily. What else?
Boris the Blade had to say that this episode was a total cash grab. I wish they would go back to their old stuff where they were like, fuck you, man. Cash grab. That was just an excuse for me to do the voice.
Yeah,
That was it.
I watched the YouTube video of the voice. It's just all the voice.
It's all the voice.
Yeah.
That's a Tim Robinson reference for
Yeah.
those who don't know.
You can search
And
that on
Chiefy and
YouTube.
Yeah, Chiefy and I both like it, so that's basically that. And Shipwreck 2, I shouldn't leave him out.
He doesn't like it.
He doesn't
Okay,
care.
if,
Doesn't
no,
care.
I'm fine with it.
You don't
Mhm.
follow the meme Twitter accounts, do you?
No,
I follow several. Maybe
Fuck
only
you,
two.
man.
They're pretty good.
That video is really funny. The Tim Heidecker video
Yes.
with him. It's a good video.
The other Tim from Allentown is what
Mhm.
you search for on YouTube if you want to see that.
It's worth your time. It's like 3 minutes. And then it came from YouTube. Fred Berg had to say, Cheapy, regarding the book of Boba Fett, I think you were just looking for an excuse to stop watching it. The scene with the Tusken Raiders feeding the worm juice to Boba wasn't that suggestive, and it's about 2 seconds long. Don't watch the third episode, as you'll definitely get a reason to make fun of the show. So he's saying that your reason for making fun of the show, which I actually think was valid,
Yeah.
is not even as bad as stuff that happened in episode 3.
And you know what else is funny? That even Shanafan said the same thing like several days ago in the CAGcast Discord. He basically said like, the third episode is really bad. You'll definitely be laughing at it. And I disagree with Fred respectfully. That scene with the alien penis jizzing in his mouth to bring him back to life, it's worth. I can't undersell how ridiculous it is. I literally just started laughing and had to stop, and then spent like 10 minutes trying to make a meme out of it on my phone. And then I went upstairs to show it to my wife, and I don't think I watched the show for the rest of it. It was just like that became the show. So I have to disagree. What else we got? Oh, Greg from South Dakota wrote in. He actually wrote in via email.
I don't know what that is.
Email, it's like texting, but longer. He wanted to let everybody know, basically Shipwreck. He wanted to let Shipwreck know that not all not all like Karens are carrying around giant water jugs. Sometimes it's your blue collar worker, such as Greg, who I believe he said he was an electrician. And he just doesn't have, people don't have time to like go get drinks. So they're on the job and they don't have time for breaks. So they got to carry around a giant thing of water like that. It's important to stay hydrated. They don't want those kidney stones.
Stop
Those
being
aren't
such
the
a
people that I was
classist.
talking about.
I know.
It's
I
the
know
person sitting in his own house who says he's not going to take the jug outside of the house.
He was talking about me and people like me. But no, no. But what if you see what about like the mom in like the jogging suit with the giant jug? I mean, clearly she has access to water.
Yeah, it's
No
not
matter
the guys
which.
it's not the guys at the work site or the ladies at the work site.
Right.
It's the ones that are in places where other people
At the
are
supermarket.
like actively doing things where there's water here, people.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right. We respect all of our blue collar water drinkers.
Mm-hmm.
We salute you. Carry any size jug you need, even one of those backpacks.
How's the
things.
jug life going? Are you?
It's on the floor. It's right there. You can't see it. It's in that dark space right there. It just sits there, and I just laugh every time I look at it. I have like this glass here. It's pretty big.
You've solved it.
It was too big. The one that I got was too big. When I get bored, I will order a smaller jug. But I have other things to occupy my time right now.
Hi, is this the Gallon Jug Company? Yes, my name is GBD. I would like a smaller jug if you have one.
Amazon. You're talking about Amazon.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me the other day that someone in their family was worried about, they didn't want to get an Alexa because they were worried about, Amazon knowing too much about their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, with the amount of shit that I order on there, like, there's nothing that they don't know. Like,
if you have a telephone, it's already too late.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there's big news this week, obviously, with the Microsoft Activision stuff, and we won't make you wait too long for that. I moved it, actually. I prioritized it to the front half of the show. Yeah, I'm good like that. But let's get into watch this, bitches. I mean, not bitches. Watch this.
Guys.
Not bitches. Watch this, not bitches. Is that better?
I don't know. We'll figure it out one of these days.
It's a work in progress.
Am I the only person who watched things last week?
No. Maybe I've watched some of these similar things, same things that you've watched.
I watched The Last Duel which is now on HBO Max. Excuse me. That is the Matt Damon, Adam Driver, medieval knights in France. Ben Affleck too.
And they wrote
Jodie Comer.
And they wrote it. The boys are back together. They wrote it. I heard about it on Howard Stern.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote it. It was directed by Ridley Scott, Academy Award winner for Gladiator, also director of Alien and Blade Runner, right? Yeah, that's him, right? All him?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, Ridley Scott. And it's a movie I saw. I didn't hate it.
It's long.
It's way too long. You watched it too?
No, but I saw the running time and I said, that's long.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw, why is it not in 4K if it's on HBO? And then I said, let's watch something else.
The reason why it's so long is that they Rashomon it, where they tell basically the same story from three different perspectives.
Oh, I thought you meant they told it in a Jamaican accent.
No, Rashomon. That's a Japanese.
Oh, I thought you meant Rastaman.
No. Anyway, you uncultured swine. So the movie they do like
how many weeks of film class concentrated on this genre?
We did do Rashomon in one of my classes.
Yeah, I know.
But it was just
I can tell.
Yeah, it was probably like 3 weeks on that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was on Japanese cinema though. So neither here nor there. Again, we watched I watched this movie and they do like, and here it is from Matt Damon's perspective, here it is from Adam Driver's perspective, and here it is from Jodie Comer's perspective, and they tell each one of their stories. The issue was that it didn't need to be that. Like they could have cut the movie into one story and chopped out probably about a half hour, and it would have been a more concise and interesting movie than showing. I mean, this is based on historical events, so I feel like I'm not spoiling anything. When you show the same rape from Adam Driver raping someone, and then you show the same rape again, but it's slightly more graphic, I'm like, but he still raped her. It's not like you're changing. Like in Rashomon, the story was different. This is just like, oh yeah, you did rape here and rape there. Why are you showing this?
It's just at a different angle.
Yeah, I'm in. You know what's so funny? I looked it up. I read the trivia for it. That is the difference. They just use different cameras because they didn't want the actors to have to go through that experience 2 times.
But they made you go through it 2 times.
There you go.
Oh, you mean just that scene, just that rape scene? Okay, not every scene. Okay. No,
Yeah,
that I understand. That I understand. Okay.
Yeah, but us, the viewer, we have to watch it twice. I guess so we can be like, yeah, that guy sucks. I mean,
well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy sucks. Look at that. He still sucks. So, and it is based on the actual last duel that happened in France. These were all real people that actually lived, even
Matt Damon.
Ben Affleck's character. Yeah, even Matt Damon. And it's not that it's, like I said, it's not that it's bad. I watched it. It's a little slow at times.
Is there any crypto.com product placement in it?
It's pretty much the whole movie. It's like, do you want to conquer France? You need to buy crypto. Real men.
Don't be left out, left behind.
Yeah. Don't be left behind in France.
Yeah.
So that's the whole movie. He talks like that the whole time. It's weird. I also watched the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Peacemaker. You win.
Okay. I do. I always win.
I really was looking forward to it, and I really want to like it. My main problem with it is that they feel like every line of dialogue has to be a joke, right? And if you're going to do that, it's really hard. And they're not funny. There's a lot of, like, they hit maybe 10% of the time, and then 90% of the time it's just like very cringy.
It's cringy, and I mean, I'm
talking about the dialogue specifically.
Yeah. My issue with the show, and I kind of think I don't like it. And again, it's something I really want to like on paper. It's like, oh, this is a show for Wombat. And I watch it. I'm like, I don't know. There's a point where Peacemaker has a conversation with Vigilante. And Vigilante, I think this might be the 3rd episode, but whatever, deal with it.
Spoiler alert, pay attention.
Where Vigilante is saying, oh, come on, let's go out and shoot some bad guys like we used to. We could kill some drug dealers, or
it's the 2nd episode, along the lines of like,
let's go kill some drug dealers, and he says graffiti people or whatever, graffiti artists, and written down and said, like, in that context, yes, it's supposed to be a joke and I'm supposed to laugh at it, but the character of Vigilante isn't saying a joke. He's saying something that he actually does. That to him, he goes out.
Oh, I believed him, actually. I believe that, actually. I didn't have the problem with that. Like, I don't know that character. I believe that he actually killed graffiti artists.
The problem is I don't like a character that doesn't know the difference between a rapist, a drug dealer, and a graffiti artist. Why am I supposed to care what happens to this character that's just a douchebag serial killer?
Maybe he'll die soon.
Well, I mean, and that's sort of it. It's like, at this point, I'm like, well, I don't care what happens to this person at this point. Like, I'm now checked out on that person as a human being.
I hear that. Okay.
And then it happens again. I guess that was the 2nd episode.
Yeah.
It happens again in the 3rd episode with another character who shoots an innocent person dead and doesn't have to.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, and here's another character that has no redeeming qualities. And it's like, and it just sort of like starts to pile on. And I'm like, well, why am I watching the show about dirt bags?
Well, I think it's supposed to be funny. Are you laughing when you watch it? Because I wasn't really laughing.
Yeah, and that's just it. It's like, is that supposed to be the joke that they're irredeemable? I was like, whatever.
John Cena looks great in his tighty whities, though.
Yes, he does. Yeah, it for some reason it lands better in Suicide Squad because there's the big murder scene in Suicide Squad where they're going through the village, but they think they're killing bad guys. So in that sense, it sort of works.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
don't, there's that sense of, well, they think that there's a reason for this. This is sometimes there's just no reason, and murder as the joke for your hero doesn't really work.
Unless the joke is really funny.
Yeah,
And they
unless
don't
the
have
joke-
really any funny jokes. Like you can't just half-ass like, hey, fart, fuck, blowjob.
I mean,
like
are they trying to do Deadpool here?
Yes.
Is that what they're trying to pull off?
Yes. And the Deadpool, the jokes were funny. Like every line that was supposed to be a joke was funny.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, like nobody's serious. Like really, everyone's a goof. Like almost. So yeah, I don't know that I could watch any more of Peacemaker. Not sure, but I'm disappointed because I really wanted to like that.
I did watch my wife and I together because it's good to have shows that you watch together. We watched the first couple of episodes of How I Met Your Father, which is on Hulu, which is the sequel series to How I Met Your Mother. And
this is a Rastaman of the.
it's a Rashomon. It is. Actually, it technically isn't because it's just one person telling their story. It would be different if it was like three. I think a Rashomon requires at least three people.
Are they Jamaican? Because then it could still be a Barastaman.
They're all. Mm-hmm. So it's cute. I don't know. We'll probably keep watching it because they're 20 minutes long and something to watch while eating dinner. So
you watch dinner? You watch TV while eating dinner?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's when we usually catch up on sitcoms.
That's uncouth. Stuff.
Whatever. That's me, Mr. Couth.
That's how I grew up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's how. Actually, no, I watched TV when I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie.
As soon as my parents could get a small TV onto that kitchen table, small TV got onto that kitchen table. Got there. What else you been watching?
I watched Encanto.
Oh, how is Bruno?
He's fine.
I haven't watched it, so I don't get it.
Yeah, that song gets in your head.
It sure does.
They know it too going in. Like they build it into two other songs at the beginning and the end of the movie before you even hear that song.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. I think
should I watch it?
Yeah, you should watch it. I think it's a little light on story. But it's
you say that like it's a negative.
It has good songs. Good songs.
It's got good songs. I will say, like, you have to listen to the songs a few times, at least I do, to catch all the lyrics, because there's just a lot happening in the songs. Like, there's a lot musically going on. It's very quick singing in some parts. It's multiple people singing at the same time in a lot of the parts. So and I also don't think the mix of it doesn't bring out the vocals as much as what most Disney music does.
Bad mix? You calling out a bad mix?
I don't think it's a bad mix. I think it's a conscious choice, and it's a very good soundtrack. It's just not like you're not gonna understand every word when they're singing. At least I could not. My daughter, she knows every word to every song of this now because we've listened to the soundtrack like 20 times, but I'm still fumbling.
That's what they
through,
want you to do.
Yeah,
they want you to keep listening. It is the #1 album in the country right now for a reason. So, people keep wanting to listen to it. I don't disagree. I mean, I watched that movie multiple times. So, Cheapy, you should watch it.
I'll get to it.
I know.
But
it's in 4K.
I'll watch movies that are in 4K. It was just that particular one. I was like, come on, like this. Anyway, let's move ahead to this. I just pulled this off.
You guys didn't watch Eternals yet, huh?
No, it's long too. Why is everything so long? It's such a commitment.
Man, I can't make fun of blue spaghetti monsters until you watch it. Okay,
fine. Sorry. I just pulled this off of Twitter right before the show. There was I don't know who tweeted this, but I guess there was some Netflix earnings call or something, and the CEO of Netflix says gaming isn't just a hobby for them. In fact, don't bother asking about what Netflix is going to do next until it's offering the best gaming service available. So it sounds like they're going to be doing a lot with gaming, Netflix. And
like cloud streaming video gaming?
Well, now they have like a few games out, like, and you get them off your phone. You didn't know that, Chip?
What are they?
There's like Stranger Things games, but they're real mobile games, and you open them up in the Netflix app, and then when you click on them, it launches the game or something like that. I never played them, but I saw that they were there.
Yeah.
But look, don't bother asking about what Netflix is going to do next until you see it and you like it and it's the best. Otherwise, don't ask until then. Okay, got it, everybody.
So it's the best. I will not ask.
Right.
Sounds like Sounds like Bruno.
This brings us
Whenever a company says gaming isn't a hobby, just a hobby for them.
It might be a hobby.
Might be a hobby for them. I've never heard one of these companies say like, "Hey, we're really serious about this gaming thing."
Well,
and it.
Okay, I'll tell you why Netflix might be different though. Because you look skeptical.
I'm interested to hear where he goes.
Because they already have you, paying now like $20 a month for Netflix,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are signed up for that. So at this point, they're just like saying, how can we get our existing customers to pay even more? It's the easiest way to make money is to just increase what you're charging your existing customers. So an additional service that, instead of just bumping up the price like $2 every year, a couple of years like they're doing now, they can have a whole separate service, sell it to the same customers, and get more cash. Or
where
crash.
Are they getting the game?
But I don't think
where are they getting the games from?
They're going to buy some studios.
They're already bought. Everything's already bought.
Yeah,
mobile
what games
studios.
do they make? Am I going to have to play Red Notice, the game now?
On mobile.
On mobile? Oh, look, it's The Rock. Oh, hey, Rock.
So maybe they're saying the best like mobile gaming service. You know what I mean? We're going to offer the best mobile gaming service.
I mean,
don't ask about it.
Apple Arcade's pretty good.
Well, look, it's limited competition. All right, this brings us into the big news of the week, which was Microsoft buying Activision, which was like a thunderbolt out of the sky. It was so huge, it made me sick, literally. What do you guys think? Chip, you must have thoughts.
I think it's good for Activision Studios. Simply because Activision had they had fully become the money-making company, right? They knew exactly what games they were making. They were not attempting anything new, right? And they were letting all of their past IP die. Anything that was not their big money makers, it was just dead.
Yep.
So now that those belong to a company who seems to like gaming, like they're one of these companies that say that when they say they want to do stuff with gaming, they've like you can kind of trust them right now, right? Like
they're very invested,
right? So I don't know. It's a weird situation because I'm sure it's going to take a while for the full impact of that to make its way through the other gaming ecosystems.
Definitely.
Right? Like, because Activision has all these contracts out for forever with all these people.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. That's the other, yeah. Because that was the big question, and that's what everyone wants us to talk about is, will Call of Duty become an Xbox exclusive? And there's, the general thought process is you don't spend $70 billion to hand something to your number one competitor. But of course, there are, as you mentioned, existing contracts. So we won't know anything until these existing contracts expire, and we don't know how long they are for. I was even like armchair guessing maybe 2025 would be.
How long does it take them to move out of their house, out of their home?
Yeah,
PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. Our home at PlayStation,
the new home.
But I'm pretty much convinced that once that's up,
of course,
and yeah, exactly, yeah.
Unless
I know you two agree with
unless
me.
you have Xbox Game Pass
and
on
when
PlayStation.
You say Xbox, you mean PC as well.
Yes, Xbox and PC. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Xbox and PC is a large enough market for Call of Duty to remain a profitable thing and to also hurt your main competition, which those are the two goals of spending $70 billion. We're talking about Call of Duty being, day and date Game Pass release also, which is kind of exciting. So
Eventually, right?
Eventually,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, eventually. When this is all done, when this deal is closed and Call of and Activision is part of Game Pass, do they just do it like they did with Bethesda, where one day I turn on my console and it's like, oh, here's 15 games that you can play now.
Yep.
That you couldn't play before. And that's kind of cool. I mean, as a consumer who has a service, I'm pretty excited for that. But it also means that, 3 Call of Duty games down the line, they won't be on PlayStation. I think Warzone continues to get support because I think that it makes sense and it's an existing property and an existing game. But, and
you can throw them a bone, throw them a Warzone bone, you mean?
The Warzone bone. I think that's basically the
Warzone bone. Come on, guys. Don't be mad.
When Phil Spencer
have a Warzone.
Phil Spencer tweeted this out today. Had a good call this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
I said I would not break any contracts. That's a bold statement. I will not.
I'm sure it was a great call with Sony. Hey, Sony, how's it going?
Wait, there's more. And our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship.
Look, guys, we really want
to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. He means Warzone.
He means something that's not the money maker, the big ones that sell consoles.
Or he means, hey, we'll keep Call of Duty over there if you guys put all your games out on our system as well.
He said very similar things about Bethesda. I had the article open. I mean, I could read the quotes if you want me to. Let's see. Here we go. It is so.
I was just laughing at Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship.
Yeah. This is
that's like saying, we're not going to step on you that hard. We'll be gentle and just push you to the side a little.
When referring to Bethesda, he said, we have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to support those games on the platforms they are on. They are communities of players, and we love those players, and we're going to invest in them.
And they are games, and the players play games. Thank you.
Even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms.
There might be contracts in the future.
Yeah, there might be contracts. And that's basically, he basically is saying the same thing again.
Of course he is. That's what you say during acquisition.
I know. And and he can't really say anything, because if he were to come out and say, no, Call of Duty is going to be exclusive on the Xbox, it would fluctuate.
Well, you also don't want to say that in the monopoly
approval, in the approval process.
Yeah, the monopoly approval process here, so.
You just say shit like this, where Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship.
So this topic has gotten very heated.
Because if they weren't an important part of the industry, we're a monopoly, and you won't let this go through.
Right.
The thing that
Sony's good. I mean, they got games. Come on.
Is you hearing a lot of, what do you mean? Microsoft doesn't want to leave all that money on the table. And that's, I've heard that at least 7 times in the Discord channel and on Twitter. And yes, they literally want to keep that money. It's not even that they want to keep that money on the table. They just want that money to be moved elsewhere.
Of course.
And
let's bring that money over this way.
Yeah. And even if it means 20-30% of that money, that's still plenty for them. They're still happy with that, because it means 0 for their number one competitor. And that is what the $70 billion purchase is for.
Right.
A lot of people are saying
there's a lot to this $70 billion purchase, right? Like you are getting a lot of valuable IP.
Oh yeah, it's more than just Call of Duty.
Like it's not just Call of Duty. There's
Leisure Suit Larry.
A lot of stuff they get.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Remember when Crash Bandicoot was the mascot for the PlayStation?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. They should have that again. They should redo those commercials with Crash Bandicoot standing outside of the PlayStation headquarters going, hey,
we value our relationship.
I renegotiated with those guys.
Right.
There's also, everyone keeps talking about, well, does this mean that now Sony will try to get Game Pass on the PlayStation? Is the other thing.
Xbox version?
The Xbox version of Game Pass. Will they make a deal with Microsoft to get Game Pass?
You know how much they'd have to pay for that?
I'm just saying what people are saying. I'm with you. The problem we have with this conversation is that all three of us agree on everything. We think that these games are going to go exclusive. We think that as people who have Game Pass already, that this is just benefits us in a lot of ways. It also clears up a lot of nonsense with Activision's corporate culture, and a lot of people will probably disappear once this deal is finalized. So there's a lot of things that, and these are all things I know that we kind of agree on and sort of like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. But there are a lot of people like, no, this isn't what's going to happen. They're either going to put Call of Duty on the PlayStation, which I think obviously that's ridiculous, or they're going to add Game Pass to Sony systems.
It seems unlikely now that I think about it more. It's just like, what are they going to do? Like, why would they like start developing for PlayStation? Like, it just seems, like you said earlier, like they don't mind leaving a little money on the table if it's like none for you and just like a little less for me, and less effort. Less spending money to develop and put all that shit on PlayStation. I don't know. It should be interesting. Locust Horde in the chat is bringing up your old idea, Wombat, about Skylanders.
Thank you for the credit.
Yeah,
I tweeted about this already this week too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You really
it's
want
the
it.
one thing I want. I really want it. I want a re-release version of Skylanders. I want Skylanders remastered. I want it to be all the games in one package with everything unlocked, no toys.
Yeah.
I think you have a shot at that because I was thinking through that too, like with all these past properties that Activision has out there and how willing Microsoft is to like go back to the retro games and back and pat games and everything, that if they get some of these licenses that they can control, we might see a bunch of this old stuff get either remastered or just put back out.
Yeah, why not?
It just makes Game Pass better. I mean,
it makes Game Pass better. It keeps the wheels turning. It gets people, turning on their consoles and downloading new stuff.
I really wish I could believe that Guitar Hero was coming back, but the licensing for that,
that's a different
music
animal.
Tracks is just dead. But like, if they could put like a Guitar Hero into Game Pass,
guys, Guitar Hero Metaverse, huh? It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
I'm gonna be over there if you need me.
It's worth the licensing costs for Guitar Hero Metaverse. Carl Kramer writes in and asks, what Activision IP that Bobby Kotick let fall by the wayside would you like to see Xbox revive besides Skylanders?
Tony Hawk.
Bring it back.
I know they did the remaster of it. Everybody said it was good. It did well.
But Overwatch,
new one. Bring back Overwatch.
Yeah, that was good.
I think you have a good chance of having Overwatch come back.
I think you'll see more Overwatch now. Yeah, Overwatch 2. Question is, does Overwatch 2 come out on the PlayStation? Like, well, because that game was supposed to come out fairly soon. I'm assuming that there's a contract for that one, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Pitfall, by the way.
PlayStation had some, exclusive deal with Call of Duty, to get exclusive content. They had that whole like new home of Call of Duty thing. So that's the contract I think that they're talking about. So however long that lasts. Should we do? There's probably not much in the way of new releases. So let's just bang that out real quick. Unless you had anything more to add about the Microsoft stuff.
The only thing I have to add to the Microsoft stuff is like just the quantity of studios that Microsoft has producing games now. Like I don't know how Sony's going to keep up, like with what their current studios are in the time frames that they come out with exclusives. Like their exclusives are top notch, right? But look at the
limited
PlayStation
number
5 right now.
Right.
Right?
It's like a desert.
Yeah. And once all these studios are putting out games, I mean, I'd be nervous if I was with Sony right now. They've got to make a move on it.
Do you think that Sony is out there now, like looking at some like
They have to be.
Ubisoft or something like that?
I'm sure they probably were previously. I mean, they're smart. I mean, I don't think they can get Ubisoft. Ubisoft's might be a little bit rich for them. Like a Square Enix, maybe.
Right.
And it fits their demographic.
Sure.
I don't think they're buying anyone anytime soon. I think this is a big purchase. They're gonna wait for this to be finished before they make anything else big. And let's see how this unfolds. I mean, if this pans out and it gives them all the everything they need,
right.
We'll see how it all pans out. It is crazy though. What a crazy day that was when
yeah, people are like, holy fuck.
Holy crap. Yeah, it was just everywhere. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's a crop. So are there any new releases?
I mean, I think the only one I can think of is Spelunky 2 came out.
That's on Game Pass, right?
On Game Pass.
Oh wow, okay.
I downloaded it.
Nobody Saves the World is
also on
yeah,
Game Pass.
That's from
I downloaded that.
Drinkhouse.
You see how we're talking? Huh?
That's like the people who made the Guacamelee game.
Guacamelee games. Yep. I actually want to play that one. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
They had a pretty big crop of releases on Game Pass this week too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not on this list yet, but I know it comes out. It came out today. Windjammers 2.
I tried that. I tried it.
Oh, have you? Is it on Game Pass?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I got a code for. I've got a code for it for Switch. I don't know. It's been a little while since they.
I mean, there is a big release that came out today. Do we want to talk about that now? Or
I want to talk about Windjammers 2 first.
Right.
Okay.
Jam.
Well, I want to. If we're going to talk extensively about things, we should do a word from our sponsors, and then we'll talk extensively.
How extensively is he going to talk about Windjammers?
What's my time limit here? Give me a time limit that I.
Dude, forget it. Just talk about Windjammers. Come on.
I want to find out when we have to do this ad.
Just go.
Right now? You want me to talk about it now?
Right now.
To strangle somebody.
I was a big fan of the Windjammers 1 when they re-released that out, and this one they added new moves, everything. So now you can jump and do spikes, and the animation is really nice on it.
It's like this is volleyball with frisbees. Is that the basic idea?
Yeah. Well, yeah, volleyball /
yes.
pong.
Yeah.
Right, with frisbees.
Yep.
It's fun. I hope it does well and we get some more content to it, because it's very much an arcade game. I wish it had like a story mode to it or some kind of more substance to it, because the core gameplay is really good. It's straight up just an arcade mode, and you can play through it and play with different characters.
But you can play online though too.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah.
I bet that's fun.
I bet
you should play some Windjammers.
We can do it, but I don't really know how to play that. So
you don't have to know how to play
it. I feel like it's got like Othello rules: easy to learn, hard to manage.
Yeah, you may be right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for new releases? Before Wombat yells at you about putting
Shadow Man Remastered,
which you've been waiting for that one.
Mm-hmm. They remastered Shadow Man. I think again. Hasn't he been remastered before?
Yes, he's groundbreaking. He needs to be remastered all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a shadow of its former master.
All right, that's it for the new releases. I think we're digging for releases.
All right.
All right, do your ads so I can turn the volume down.
Let's talk about our friends at Better Health. Is something preventing you from achieving your goals? What interferes with your happiness? Check out BetterHealth.com/CAGcast. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Connect in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient, you can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. Send a message to your counselor anytime. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change your counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. The service is available for clients worldwide. Find the particular expertise you need online. Don't limit yourself to the counselors located near you. Licensed professionals licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, family conflict, LGBT matters, grief, and self esteem. Anything you share is confidential, it's convenient, professional, and affordable. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. If you want to start living a happier life today, as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/CAGcast. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/CAGcast. Now we're
What
going to
you
talk.
got?
I also got HelloFresh. Yeah, with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. The new year is a great time to focus on what's important to you, whether it's saving money by ordering less takeout or learning to cook or prioritizing your wellness. HelloFresh is here to help with endless options to make cooking at home simple and enjoyable. They deliver pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week, so you'll get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store, saving you the wait and long lines and ensuring you don't waste money on excess food. HelloFresh cuts back on time spent in the kitchen so you could spend it on your other resolutions, with meals ready in around 30 minutes or less. Plus, quick and easy meals, including 20-minute recipes and low prep and easy cleanup options, provided an even faster route to putting food on the table. Also, for those who have heard us talk about Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh. And with a wider array of plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. We love switching between the brands, and now you guys can too, with a discount from the CAGcast. HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need to easily customize your order online or in the app, easily change your delivery day, food preferences, and plan size, or skip a week whenever you need to. I've been a HelloFresh customer for years. I had stuffed peppers this week, peppers with couscous and ground beef and Monterey Jack cheese, and they were so good. And I had some salmon this week, which was amazing. It was so good that my son took half my piece of salmon and he ate it before I could even finish my own piece of salmon. That's how good it was. It got my son to eat fish. If that's not an endorsement, I don't know what is. So go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
All right, so back to the Windjammers 2 talk. No, what are we talking about now?
I'm waiting for Cheapy to play the theme song.
I am too.
Oh, yeah, here he goes.
Tables! Nice. There was a big Fortnite update this week. First one since the new season started. They added Tilted Towers back in, which is big news.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Those towers were way too straight before. I couldn't even fucking play.
And they added in whatchamacallit, Glumbos. Glumbos are giant, adorable dinosaurs that now just walk around, and you could jump on their backs and hitch a ride on a Glumbo.
Glumbo is a dinosaur?
Yeah, and you could feed them glumberries. Did I mention that Fortnite's weird?
It is weird.
It's kind of a weird game, but what can you do? And Hawkeye came out today for sale. And if you want to buy Hawkeye, male and or female or both, make sure you use creator code Wombat5277.
Oh, another ad?
Yeah, that was a little ad right there.
That's good. How many ads can we fit in this 7 minutes?
I mean, that's an ad for me, so I feel like that doesn't count.
What do you mean?
To use my creator code.
What's the other thing?
That was it.
What's the other ad?
What's Alien?
The other ad's not for you?
Oh yeah, well, those are for me too.
Fuck.
Mhm.
All right, what else?
We played a little bit of Tom Clancy's Extraction today.
We did.
Yes.
That is like if you had an AI develop a game based on like a lot of other games, and just that's what it would spit out based on like what Ubisoft had already in their in their game engines.
It's a weird thing. We didn't have a bad time, and I played more than you did have. They sent us all early codes, so we've been playing this for about a week ago. I think we got codes for this.
I've been playing it since today.
Yes, I started playing it a few days ago. I didn't get much further than you. It's, for those who don't know, this is a PvE game where you can squad up with 2 other people and you're fighting aliens in these sort of like close quarters little mission areas where you're given these very basic objectives like rescue someone or plant the bombs and try to get from point A to point B without alerting these alien monster things. The problem is if you alert them, they start swarming at you and then you're just dead. You're not getting out of it once they start swarming. That's the one thing I learned. It would be nice if there was like a little bit more in that difficulty. Like it's either, all right, let's go and get out of here.
Is that at the higher levels? Because
no, that was even in like when I was playing alone and I didn't really understand.
You're probably
like,
not supposed to play alone. I bet that's why.
It was like it was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, and I died every time. So I like that it uses those Rainbow Six Siege characters in a new way because I feel like they put a lot of effort in that game to try to make all these unique characters that only existed in this, this one little world. So I commend them for trying to find something else to do with these characters that at least have unique abilities, even if they're not the most interesting people in the world. And I like that they're reusing some of the mechanics that make Siege, cool and unique, like the breakable walls and all the weapon loadouts and all that kind of fun stuff. There's fun things there and there's good things there. It's all things we've seen before.
The AI did a good job of picking those things out and putting them in this game.
You're not wrong. I think where the game sort of falters is the enemies are not interesting in any way, shape, or form.
Correct.
They just it looks like someone just like, I don't know, lit a hot dog on fire for too long. And it's like, oh, look, it's the burnt hot dog man coming to get me. And and it's like, oh, I guess I'll shoot him. And you go.
They don't even move in an interesting way. They move like they're trying to save money. Like the game developers are trying to save money.
Yeah, as I was saying, the chibi, I understand why they wanted to go with aliens as opposed to like, terrorists. This way, at least Ubisoft can really say when this game isn't political, they could mean it. But
it takes a lot of what you enjoy about, I guess, like terrorist hunt modes of the old Rainbow Six games, and it's just not the same.
No, they could have. I mean, just because they're aliens don't have to be zombies, because that's basically what they are. They're more zombie-like than alien-like.
Yeah, make them just like people, but they have laser guns.
Yeah, make them just like people, but
and blue.
I don't know. They have antennas and they're blue.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. They move the same. When you shoot them in the nuts, they go and they hit the head. They they do all the right things instead of just like a zombie that just doesn't even like move. Look interesting when it's moving.
Yeah, they have green blood, so when you shoot them, something like splat, something to make it a little more visceral, because it really lacks that visceral feeling that you get.
Yes.
From even Siege.
Yes, which was the best part of that game. Yeah.
And that was the best part of that game. And that's really what it's missing, because you don't feel like you're really accomplishing much.
It's the video gamest video game that you ever did video game. It's got like every type of like progression thing and all this. I mean, this, like you said, there's interesting ideas there. I really think it's that the alien thing just like, no.
It just doesn't. Yeah. I mean, I will say this is also the kind of game where clearly they want this game to be a living thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if a month from now, this game is a lot more fun.
We killed the aliens and now we've got new aliens and they look just like you and me.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as dumb as it sounds.
I know, but yeah, I swear like I'd be more interested if it wasn't aliens. Yeah.
And it's not even that they're aliens; is that they're boring.
I even feel dumb saying that because I realized, like, oh, you don't like what you're shooting and killing. I know it sounds like
it sound like a dick.
Yeah,
like me talking about Peacemaker,
like a real like a real knuckle dragger, like.
Yeah, no, but you're not wrong. It's and I've played other games like this too, where it's like this is a good game, but these are not fun things to kill.
You know what it is? There's just so many fucking games where you're shooting things that it really has to be done in like a compelling way. Otherwise, it's like I'll just play this other shooting game or maybe no shooting game. It's like how many? I mean, like you've played over 600 hours of Fortnite, which is a shooting game, among other things. A lot of shooting things.
A lot of shooting things. So
yeah, you really have to make the things that you're killing compelling somehow. I started playing Gorogoa, I think it's called, which is on Game Pass. You guys talked about that, I think, before, right? Yeah.
That game is unique.
It is a very unique puzzle game, which if you have Game Pass, you should just check it out right away. I was playing it when I wasn't feeling that well. So it was sort of like it was getting to be a little too much thinking for me at that point. But I really was impressed with like everything about the puzzle, the puzzles and the presentation. I actually checked it out. What got me to check it out was Ben Gilbert like tweeted very highly about it. I know you guys liked it when you talked about it, but you weren't like saying this was like the shit.
Bee's knees.
Yeah, and he was really like this was his favorite thing ever.
It's good that this came to Game Pass because I feel like people missed this when it came out on an iPhone. I don't know, 3 years ago, whatever. Yeah. I played this a long time ago. I feel like.
Yeah, it's not like some super technological achievement, but it is a unique way of presenting puzzles, and it's good to look at.
Yeah, it's a pretty game still.
Is this what else we got here?
Yeah, I put
Nothing.
My notes down there because I didn't know you put them up there. You don't like my headline for the news?
Sony got fucked. Yeah, I mean, it didn't not get fucked.
Could you? I mean, being at that company that morning, because I'm sure that the people who worked at Activision had no idea. I assume no one at Sony knew this was coming. And they just like, oh, what's going on Twitter today?
Right.
Nah.
You heard about the guy who had left his job at Microsoft to start work at Activision on his first day. He was acquired. Man. I can't stop thinking about NFTs. Like when I read about it on Twitter. You saw like Twitter like rolled out, like you can now like put your NFT but like who gives a shit? I can just take anybody's NFT and make it my profile picture.
You have to like qualify that it's real, and then you get a special hexagon.
I know.
And then I know who to block.
But then I checked it out.
Win-win situation.
Because this guy, this guy Alexis, what's his last name? Yes, you saw his tweet about his Kickstarter tweet.
That's Serena Williams' husband.
Correct. But he's the founder, one of the co-founders of Reddit, who, and they sold the company.
He's a billionaire, yeah.
I don't think he's a billionaire, but the company was sold for
a lot of money.
The company was sold for like 10 or 20 million, I think.
Good
but
thing.
Whatever, Serena makes like, 40 million a year, probably. I don't know. Anyway, he put out a tweet about Kickstarter, games and Kickstarter, and specifically that Castlevania game, Blood something. You know that game? What I'm talking about? Bloodstained. I don't think is that it. Bloodstained. Is that it? Really?
Bloodstained. I think is that it.
It could be something like that.
Yeah.
And he was
that
basically
was on Game Pass once. Anyway,
he was basically saying, look, what if instead of, you funded these games via Kickstarter, you did it via NFTs. And that way the people who were the early funders would be rewarded instead of the rich people being rewarded.
Like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a rich guy trying to tell not rich people to give him money so he could be richer. And
he's already, the problem is these guys are already invested in NFTs. Like he's already got the NFT app thing tied into his Twitter account, but he's talking about, Okay, so now you think about that for a second. Like, and he's like, because the people, they didn't get it, they didn't get anything. He's like, so doesn't even understand, like, I think Kickstarter. But
well, no, I think he understands Kickstarter. He's just so focused on money that he doesn't understand why anything happens to where you're not.
People kickstart a game because they want the game, and then they get the game.
Yes,
and their benefit is that they got the game
and whatever tchotchke came with it for pre-ordering, like the stickers, the pins, whatever. Right? I understand that. But NFTs are not shares. But NFTs are not shares of stock, okay? No. You're not getting a slice of the company when you buy an NFT. You're getting whatever they say you're getting with the NFT. You think they're going to like start, they're not, if they were looking to sell shares of stock, they would go on, or cut up the company rather, they would go on Fig or, do something else. So there's like perception that if you get an NFT early, and it's based on some company and the company does well, that you get money. Like, that's not the only way NFTs are worth anything. If someone else thinks it's worth that, it's not based on any other factor. It's based on what, unlike stock,
they're worth whatever someone is willing to pay for it. Like that Castlevania map NFT sold for $120,000 because some moron thought that a JPEG of a map is worth $120,000. And then, who knows? Maybe in 5 years, it'll be worth. That's all I got.
Here's what I think is going to happen with NFTs. Here's what I've been looking. I haven't been doing a lot of reading, but I have noticed on Instagram that I get like 1 million ads for NFTs. Like and when you swipe up, it takes you to a Discord channel. Like almost everyone. Some of them take you to an actual website. Most of them just write to a Discord channel. I think like the NFTs that offer you something that's tangible, like you get to go to the party with the celebrities once a year, or
Karn.
What? Richard Karn. You get to play golf with Richard Karn. That makes sense how like that has value. Okay. Like I understand that. I don't understand how a picture of a drunk snake is valuable. If that's all you get, if that picture
was a high snake,
they have anything you could think of. They've come up, they have that shit. So okay, like you get a membership to a club, and that's an actual building somewhere that you can go in, or something that has something of value. I feel like those NFTs have a chance of being something, but most of them are not that. They're just like, here's a picture of like a cool, CG picture of like space. Like, I don't understand how that has value.
Well,
and I don't understand how that makes games better. How implementing into games make better.
They're tokens, but they're non-fungible.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you understand what that means.
I don't.
They're non-fungible.
They don't get fungus. They don't. They have like that antifungal coating on it.
That's enough NFT talk.
Yeah. I responded to that dude, Alexis. Every time I say Alexis, my personal assistant here lights up.
Everybody have fun with your money. If you want to buy them, go for it.
He doesn't give a shit if he spends $50,000 or $100,000 on an ape. His wife makes. His wife has
$100 million a year or whatever.
Right. I mean, she has at least $100 million in the bank for sure. And I'm sure he's got plenty. So he's talking anyway. Yeah. It just makes me crazy. Let's move on to Sony, because this came in from @CodenameRook. He asks, speaking on the main topic, since we can't realistically expect Sony to match Microsoft's spending power, any ideas on creative or lateral thinking maneuvers they can employ as they prepare to roll out Spartacus? What is he talking about, Spartacus?
Oh, is that their Game Pass thing?
Oh, is that their new? Okay.
I want to say it is.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna.
It feels like they're playing catch up on that front. I know, like, sales wise, they're not playing catch up, like, as far as market share goes, but on the Spartacus Game Pass front, feels like they're playing catch up
big time.
A lot.
I mean, do they need to have PC day and date when this launches as well? Does it need to be on PC?
Who? Sony's thing?
Sony's thing.
Oh, are they doing that? They're not going to fuck with that.
I don't know. They've been releasing some of their exclusives on PC.
I don't think they're that.
But it's been so far after the fact.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I know. I'm
I don't think that's the way they think.
There was a question, what can they do?
Yeah,
I'm
that's not. They're
trying to
not
come
doing
up
it.
with
I don't think that's the
something.
way they think. That's the way, like maybe another company would think.
I mean,
but
they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Like, I don't know.
Will they?
What are we expecting them to do? They're
I don't
going to,
know.
yeah.
they're going to buy some company that's not as big as Activision, and then they'll do the best they can.
It's not, yeah.
They have plenty
it's
of
not
games that
like-
are coming out.
It's not like they're going away.
No.
They're still a market leader
Of course.
in this area. So
They're
They
just
will
not gonna-
still sell out of every console they release in this country. Is that what you're saying? Because they will.
yeah.
So exactly. They'll be fine. They'll have plenty of other games to play, most of the same games. But yes, it'd be nice if they had their thing. They have made some weird choices so far this system generation, it seems like, with their $70 games and their upcharges for, current gen versions of older games in a way that other competitors have not been doing. And I wonder if that's a decision that needs to be rethought it may take a year or two once the playing field might actually be a little bit more level. That's one of those sort of where the number one guys decisions that I don't think you can get away with and there's a big if they became the number two guys.
Right. They're not buying EA.
I think we, like, coming from the US angle, we're skewed towards Microsoft no matter what, where the Activision news might not make much of a difference, like in some regions, right? Like,
No, in Japan it won't make a difference at all. In I don't know. I
think it makes some difference there, right? They play Blizzard games, don't they?
In Japan? In
Yeah.
the rest of Asia they do. I don't know about in Japan, but
Okay.
pretty big in Korea.
Right. So the PC games are more the concern there, but that wasn't Sony competing in that space anyways, right? At least not directly against those any different than what they would be if Microsoft has them.
Yeah, it just gives Microsoft a piece of that pie now that they weren't getting before, which
Right.
again makes sense for them to want to make that purchase because they've never done well in those regions anyway. So, yeah.
Would Cats D2007 has a question. Would you subscribe to a PlayStation version of Game Pass along with Xbox Game Pass and have both?
I can't even find a PlayStation 5. I don't even have PSN right now because I don't have the newest console.
So you put your PSN membership on hold?
Yeah, I put it on hold until I could actually have the console. That's
I wish I did that.
Yeah. I let mine lapse. It was in June. So I haven't had PSN since June.
When's the last time you turned on your PlayStation? By a while.
I turned it on not that long ago because for Fortnite reasons, but that's it.
Fair enough.
To get a
Are you
free
actively
Fortnite
looking?
doodad.
Are you actively looking for a PlayStation 5?
When they show up, I always click the link and I'm like, okay, if they have it, I'll get it. And then it's like, and there's sometimes that I'll be like within 15 seconds of like Target putting the thing up. I clicked on it and they're like, we got it in stock. And I'm like, great. And I get all the way to the cart in the checkout. And then they're like, no, we don't have this anymore. What are you, crazy? I'm like, but I was in the cart in the checkout. So
you're trying at least. Cheapy's not trying.
No.
Yeah, I'm giving it. I give it like the basic of if I'm awake and it happens to show up.
That's
I'll
all you can
go
be
for it.
expected to do.
Yeah,
Really, right?
But if I don't get it, I'm not upset about it either.
I'm not looking to get one.
Mhm.
I got to say. I am looking for an Xbox Series X for my friend, though. So,
Good luck.
for my friend's son, actually,
Mm.
for his birthday. That's a fucking good birthday present. Jesus.
Mhm. My son wants the Series S
Why
for his
can't,
birthday.
can he just walk like 10 feet and use the other one?
Well, he uses it. He has my Xbox One X, not the Series X, the One X that I had from before. He has it in his room. I'm like, you don't really need it, but
Right.
the load times are so much slower on that one, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of crazy. He wants those fast load times. I don't blame him for that, but I'm almost like, you have time before it's your birthday. Let's see what happens.
Get a job. That's what you tell him.
Load some games while you wait for your birthday to come.
He plays games every day, pretty much.
Shit.
He plays some Fortnite with his friends, and He likes those old arcade games on the Capcom.
It's a difficult balance because there's the balance between loading game, like taking the time to load each game and having like all of those games on a hard drive versus, hey, every time I get a new game, I've got to make the difficult decision of what
Right.
80 gig game am I uninstalling and never
trust me, yep.
choosing to play again.
Yeah, poor Assassin's Creed Valhalla didn't make the cut this week. That went away. I did that mission where you play where what's her face from Odyssey shows up.
Oh, Alessandra?
Yeah.
Alexandra?
Alexandra, and you team up with her to do a thing.
Nice.
I played that mission and I was like, all right, I did that.
Cassandra. Thank you, Angeltron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However you say
So
that.
I teamed up with her. We fought some bad guys. I stabbed a lot of people. It's a fun little mission. I mean, it's free. If you have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it's totally worth your time to play it. But
I had to uninstall that to make room for other games.
But I already
so long
uninstalled
ago.
it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's sort of like the problem with all these consoles, I guess, now, is that I'm just constantly uninstalling things. And then they're like, oh, we have a big new update for this game that you played a year ago. I'm like, yeah, that's not installed right now.
Right.
And that's like work.
Yeah. Nobody got
Avengers is not on the hard drive.
That's a big commitment. You have to really be into it. That's a huge game.
And now, Hitman 1, 2, and 3 came out today on Game Pass. And I'm like, do I want to download that? I mean, I feel like that's like 8,000 gigs. I'm like, I don't want to. And now they're going to have all the, the Call of Duties when all of those come out.
It's going to be a lot of games.
They need a better solution. I know they have that extra, the plug-in hard drive thing that costs the same as the console, but that's crazy.
It'll get cheaper once there's not like supply chain issues. So
I hope so.
A long time.
I just need like another, I don't know, 3 terabytes.
It's like $200. You can get it for like $200.
Yeah.
And when it's on sale, I've seen it.
That's for 1 terabyte.
Yeah. Well, what's the other one? They have bigger ones.
I think aren't they coming out with bigger ones, or is that?
Yeah, they're coming out with a 2 terabyte one, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I had like 6 terabytes on that old PlayStation that I got for like a nickel.
Only the Reddit guy can afford that now.
Yeah.
All right, let's any CAG
supply chain is not clearing out anytime soon.
Right.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Have you seen the train robberies? That's crazy. They have all the trains that are like locked in the yard, and people just break into the yard and they break into the trains and they just steal everyone's packages.
Yeah, if you look out in Los Angeles, I think is where that's happening a bunch,
that's
right?
where it's happening.
Like if you just look, there's videos of it and you just see trains like going on the tracks, and then all along the tracks are just Amazon boxes that have been opened up and stuff taken out of, just littered like all over the place.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Okay, so all of these trains.
Do you understand what train?
Yeah, I know what a train is, and I know what an Amazon box is.
Have all the stuff that's supposed to be coming to you, but
they're not passenger trains.
No, they're freight trains.
Okay, I was very, yeah. I live in a commuter area. When you say trains, I think, commuter rail. Okay, got it. Freight trains
that are stuck.
People are robbing like the Wild West is what you're telling me.
Like the Wild West, but there's no people on them, so it's not quite as Wild West as you might think.
How do they do it? The trains just sitting there?
Yeah, the train's just sitting there. And
that's dumb.
And there's like some weird loophole where it's not LAPD jurisdiction.
Oh yeah, it's the transit authority, whatever they're
Yeah.
And they're not that good.
There's no one, there's like no one there. And they just go in and these people are like, there's like empty medicine bottles on the ground because people are just looking for people's medicine and put it in pockets.
Right. Just take them right on the spot. Oh, Viagra.
Oh, yeah, pills.
What's this Roman package? Let me see. Oh, let's take this Viagra right now.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy's like, oh, great. Now I can fit some clothes on here and get out of here. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yes.
So you're saying that they don't have the ability to stop it because they don't have a real police force. They're just like fake cops, train cops.
I think so. I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't want to.
It sounds offensive.
Disparage anyone.
I feel like a lot of our listeners are those cops. putting their lives on the line for those trains every day. How dare you? Back the blue, Wombat. Even if they're on trains. That's what I say.
You're a better person.
They should make a movie out of this, I feel like. And then like the train company like makes a robot cop to protect them.
I mean, I think maybe you make a movie where it's like these people are robbing the trains to get back to their community, kind of a thing, like a Robin Hood situation.
Like Money
where
Train.
Where the train people are the bad guys. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And boner pills, of course.
Right. All right.
I like how this started off as a conversation on what can Sony do.
And rob trains. That's basically their
rob trains in LA, I think is
commit crimes. Commit crimes.
That was our solution.
Find a breakdown in security somewhere and commit crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Good advice. All right. Let's wrap things up. We've done too much. I should be taking it easy. I should be resting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's wrap it up. Why don't we? Wombat, wrap it up.
All right. Make sure you visit our friends at BetterHelp. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp at betterhelp.com/CAGcast. And you also go to HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Anything else you have to add?
Sorry. Keep going. Don't stop.
Do you have anything else to add?
I do not, but I'm trying to buy some time to raid somebody because I forgot how to spell this channel. Oh, but I got it now. I got it.
You got it? Are you
Yes.
good?
Yes.
Can I say the thing?
You can say the thing. We'll be back on Wednesday on Twitch next week. So
all right. Fred's done.
Excellent. See ya.